Before we carry out any treatment, we carry out a thorough investigation as to possible techniques that might be appropriate for that document and for whatever the desired outcome that we are hoping to achieve is. One of the main things we're looking at is risk factor. So with documents such as the will, the iron gore links are sensitive to moisture, and therefore any treatment that we carry out has to take this into mind and has to limit moisture considerably so that the risk is mitigated as much as possible. So once we've decided on techniques, treatments that might be successful for the outcome we are trying to achieve, we'll then carry out tests to ensure that it can be carried out safely in the manner we hope and that it will be successful. So in order to achieve this, I created a range of samples to work on, which we can call test pieces. We have a stock of non-collection items that are a range of ages with different media present. So I selected paper which was similar in weight to the will and that had iron gore link present, and from documentation from the previous conservation treatment in the 1990s, I could decipher what materials were used in order to treat the will. So using this, I could recreate the document in a test sample. So I ended up with a number of pieces, similar size to the will, that had been lined and repaired in exactly the same method as was used in the 1990s. They were split into 3 groups and subjected to artificial aging. One group was left unaged, one group was aged just by increasing the temperature in an oven, and the other was aged using both temperature and humidity control. So there was 3 different samples then that I could work, groups of samples to work on. I carried out quite extensive testing using these samples of the treatment methods that I thought would be most appropriate, and from that could then conclude which treatment could be proposed as a possible treatment method for the will. So following testing, the most appropriate treatment method is chosen. We then carry out a full risk analysis and project any potential risk against potential gain from the conservation treatment, and using that combination of information, make a decision as to whether or not treatment will go ahead.